So, hi everyone, my name is Bailee Chavez, and today I'm going to be talking about the tapeworm. So, introducing the tapeworm, they are protostomes, meaning that they first opening in the embryo becomes the mouth. They are the parasites of vertebrates and they lack a digestive system and they absorb nutrients from the intestine of their host. They usually cause no symptoms, however, depending on the severity of the tapeworm and the conditions they cause, it could tapeworms can cause some abdominal discomfort, diarrhea, loss of appetite, and anemia, as well as a condition called neurocysticercosis, and symptoms include severe headache, blindness, convulsions, or epileptic seizures. So here's the class and the phylum name, and then cattle, pigs, and fish are the animals that most commonly carry the tapeworms. However, other animals such as tapeworms, dogs, cats, sheep, and many wild animals can also carry it. Their natural habitat is the digestive tract of people and animals, and they can enter via consumption of raw or undercooked beef, pork, or fish. And once tapeworms are in the body, they can then move to tissues and result in larval cysts. This is called an invasive infection. Or they can enter a person's digestive tract as a larvae, and this is called an intestinal infection. And left untreated, they can last in the host body for up to 30 years, and they can get very long. So it gets its food by attaching to the inner wall of the intestines and feeding on the food being digested by the person through something called the tegument because it does not have a digestive system. The predator-prey relationship, so the eggs or gravid proclodons of tapeworms, they exist in feces and they can be passed into the environment. Cattle and pigs then become infected by ingesting vegetation contaminated by these things, and then the tapeworm can hatch, penetrate the intestinal wall, and circulate to the musculature of the cattle and pigs, and then so they exist in the muscle. Then a human can be infected by ingesting raw or undercooked meat. And then the tapeworm scolex can attach itself to the intestine, and then the tapeworm lives as an adult in the small intestine of a human. Here is a tree of kind of like evolved traits, and the numbers correspond to the numbers on here. So you can see that, like, if, for example, number 2 corresponds to the loss of W in T genes. And one important thing to notice, as you can see here, that the evolution or acquisition of eye spots are not something that tapeworms have, which distinguishes it from planarians. Here's a labeled image, so you can see the scolex right here. This is kind of a zoomed in version. You can see the suckers and hooks, and this is to help attach itself to the host, and you can see the reproductive structures here, and it is segmented. And then here is how it exists in the tree of life. It's of the domain Eukarya, and then here you can see this is like an Animalia phylogenetic tree. You can see it is in this, and then it's one of the 3 of these flatworms. And then it is beneficial to humankind, or there's some studies proving a couple benefits. So one study is saying, so they looked at rats, and rats infected with this particular type of tapeworm, when they were exposed to E. coli and lipopolysaccharide, then they introduced a shock system to the rats one day, and then they did it again the next day. And the rats who had the worm remembered the shock from the previous day, and so they were scared before the next shock. But the ones who didn't have the worm were not scared. So this indicates that it helped with memory, which has some implications for future Alzheimer's treatments in humans. And then here is my citation. Thank you for watching.